Hi everyone, welcome back to my next biometrics lecture. Now I will be sharing my screen. I'll, I'll be putting in slideshow mode. Yes. Okay. As of now, in biometrics, we discussed about what is biometrics and we discussed about the types of the biometrics and in the type, which is a accurate one we discussed. Actually, according to the result, physiological biometrics will be better than the behavioral biometrics. In physiological, we discussed about what is finger, what is face, as well as what is an iris. Okay, we discussed each and everything in deep as well as in behavioral biometrics, we discussed about what is a voice, what is a signature, what is a gait. And finally, we came to the conclusion like physiological biometrics that will be better than the behavioral. And as well as it has a more accuracy level. I mean, physiological biometrics have a more accuracy level than the behavioral. Okay. And then we discussed about two types in that. One is the uni-model and as another one is a multi-model. And we came to the conclusion like multi-model will be preferred over the uni-model. And now in this lecture, we are going to discuss about what is multiple biometrics. So multiple biometrics will be similar to the multi-biometrics, I mean multi-model. So that we are going to discuss right now. So what is the definition of the multi-biometrics? So biometric system can also be designed to recognize a person based on the information acquired from the multiple biometric sources. So the thing is that the multiple inputs that will be collected from the single user. So the thing is that one input that will be collected through ID card and another input that will be collected from face or finger. So in case if my ID card is damaged or in case if I lost my ID card, so I can manage with the some other biometric input that I given to the, that I given as an input that might have already stored in the database. So the simple meaning for the definition is that multiple inputs that will be collected from the single user. The reason is that why we are using the multiple biometrics. The reason is that that will be more accurate. For example, I'm using a uni model. Okay, automatically I'm getting an input from the my finger or something. Okay, my finger. For example, some reason for any reasons it can be there may be a damage in my ridges or there may be a damage in my valleys or something. There is some problem, so automatically, what will be the scenario during that time? There is no option because I'm just use a uni model. Okay, or else I came by bike and there is a lot of rain. So automatically my finger will be wet. So suddenly fingerprint won't recognize the finger which is having a wet, which is having a wet finger or something. Okay, so there will be an issue during that time. So to avoid all the circumstances only, we are using a multi-biometrics. Okay, so as well as it was mentioned, see, so multi-biometrics that will be more accurate than the uni model. So that's what I said. If a person cannot be enrolled in the fingerprint system due to the worn out rich details, I mean, or missing fingers, he can be still be identified using his other traits like face or iris. So one I'm using it as face and another one I'm using as a finger. So due to the worn out rich details. Okay, there in case if there is a if my finger is wet or in case if my finger is dirty or something, I can manage with some other input which I already given while I am enrolling in the biometric system. So automatically, I given another example. So take a multiple example. One is an ID card and another one is the finger. So automatically, I forgot my ID in my home. So automatically, I can manage with some other input which I given by using a finger. So we should not, there is no necessity to go back to the home again and take my ID and come back. So I can manage with my another input which I given during the time of the enrollment. So that's what I'm repeating again. What is a multiple biometrics? So I'll be collecting the multiple inputs from the single user. That is known as a multi-biometrics. Why I'm using the multi-biometrics means the thing is that it will be more accurate than the uni model. So what is the advantage in case if I'm not able to, if there is a problem with the one input, I can manage with the some other input. So I'm having the multiple inputs. I in case I if I'm having a problem with single input, I can manage with the another input. Okay. So another this is the advantage, and disadvantage will be why only the higher companies are preferring the multi-model is that it will be more expensive. In case the small scale industries cannot prefer the multi-model because their profit will be very less. So they will be more comfortable with the uni model. But it's a large scale industries because many employees will be there. So in case if there is a problem, they cannot manage. In that case, what they have to do is that instead of using a uni model, they will be using a multi-model. So only drawback will be it will be expensive. So there are four sources that we are going to use here. So first is the information sources. Everyone know what is the information sources. What are the various sources of the biometric information that should be used in the multi-biometric system? The thing is that physiological and the behavioral. What are the traits that we are using that are known as the various source? So finger, face, iris. So in that, I'll be picking out any kind of the two multiple biometrics and I'll be operating them. Multiple means two or more. Okay, that should be operated either in a serial or parallel mode. But most probably we will be preferring the serial mode of the operation. That's what it was given in the second point. And third is the level of the fusion. What is the raw data? What is the feature? What is the match score? What is the decision? What is the raw data? The input that we are collecting. Okay. And next is the feature. So after collecting the input, we will be making a feature level abstraction. So in case if it is a fingerprint, we'll be using the minutiae algorithm. If it is a face, we'll be using the Viola-Jones window detector. Like iris means we'll be using some other algorithm. So depending upon the data that I'm collecting, I have to make a feature extraction of it, and then I have to identify the score. Okay, the reason is that, so in case if I'm taking a multiple samples from the single user, so I have to compare both the samples. If the both the samples are matching, then the match score will be high. In case if it comes from the different user, it won't match. So automatically the decision will be it coming as it is not matched. And automatically the match score will result in a dissimilarity. Next will be the fusion approach. There are two fusion approaches are there. One will be the prior to matching and another will be prior after matching. So what are the types are there? Sensor level fusion, feature level fusion, and then score level fusion, rank level fusion, and finally the decision will be done. Okay, these are all we already discussed. Those topics are covering back again. Okay, now we can move into the multiple sensors, multiple algorithm, multiple instances, multi-sample and multi-model systems. So everything that is coming and falling into the topic called multi-biometrics. Other name for multi-biometrics will be the multi-model. So now I'll be starting with this diagram. So in case if you take a multiple algorithm, so what is the first algorithm? First algorithm will be the minutiae algorithm and second will be the texture. If you take a texture, the input will be collected through the shape of the finger. Okay, through that the feature extraction will be made, but that won't be accurate like minutiae based algorithm. So the minutiae algorithm is preferred. And next, multiple instances. So what is multiple instances? Means if I'm taking an iris one, okay, I'll be collecting the input from the left eye as well as the right eye. And I'm joining the samples again. And I'll be coming to the conclusion like whether it is coming from the same individuals or it is coming from the different individuals. If it comes from the different individuals, what will happen? What will happen? If it coming from the different individuals, what will happen? It will be coming, it will be marked as imposter. If it comes from the same individual, what will happen? We can understand that it is coming from the genuine users. And what is the next one? Multiple samples. So multiple samples means multiple samples that is collected from the same individuals. And after that, it comes from the different time. So what you have to do is that the finger might have kept at the different positions in the sensors. So what you have to do is that we have to make an alignment. After making an alignment, what you have to do is that we have to combine that and we have to come to the conclusion like whether it is a similarity score or dissimilarity score. Accordingly, the decision should be made. And next, we can move into the multiple sensors. What is the multiple sensors? It's very easy. I already said that there are two sensors are there, optical and solid state. So other name for solid state is the capacitance. So if you take the capacity sensors that we are using in a laptops as well as the mobile phones. If it is an optical means the sensors that we use in a biometric system. I mean biometric applications. So often which is more accurate? The optical will be more accurate than the solid state or capacitance. And next is a multiple biometric traits. That's a multi-model. So the thing is that we'll be collecting the multiple inputs from the single user. That's what I given as a definition for the multi-biometrics. And we'll be collecting the input. I mean, we'll be collecting the multiple input, one from the face and another will be from the iris. And I already said we'll take capturing from iris. It is very suitable for the only the people, those who are not blind. If they are blind, the particular iris trait won't be preferred. If you take the face, it won't be suitable for the identical traits. So these are the various, these are the, what we can say is that various multi-biometric systems that are classified. So these are the topics that was discussed. And what is the acquisition? We know what is an acquisition. In a multi-biometric system refers to the order in which the various source of the evidence are acquired from an individual. Means that the multiple inputs that will be collected from the single user. That is known as the acquisition. Next, we'll be discussing about the serial mode of the operation and the parallel mode of the operation. If we take the serial mode of the operation, first, the fingerprint will be collected. And then after collecting it, what we'll be processing with that is that the additional biometric data is required. If it is a multi-model, we need an additional one. We'll be taking out the face as an additional security. And then after face, again, additional biometric security is needed. Again, we'll be preferring the hand geometry. Like that, always the serial mode of the operation will be preferred. Because after completing one, depending upon the industry switch, they will be proceeding with the additional mode of the operation. Always the serial mode will be preferred. Parallel mode won't be preferred because all will be fingerprint, face, hand geometry will be what? In case if the person is coming, all the identities will be, all the inputs like finger, face, and hand geometry, all the inputs will be given at the same point of the time. So automatically the biometric system will get confused. So what kind of the mode of the operation will be preferred? Only the serial will be preferred over the parallel. Like how we are comparing the physiological and behavioral, in a similar way, the serial will be preferred. So in the next video, we can discuss about the fusion strategies. Okay, as of now, in this video, we discussed about what is the definition of the multibiometrics and then what is the advantage and what is the disadvantage of the multibiometrics. And we discussed about what is the multiple sensor and multiple sensor. We discussed about optical sensor and capacitance sensor. And then we discussed about the multiple algorithm. One is the optical sensor as well as the capacitance sensors. Then we discussed about the multiple instances and then we discussed about the multiple samples. And finally, we discussed about the two modes of the operation, serial and parallel. Serial means always the serial is preferred because after giving the input to the biometric system, if there is an additional biometric system is required, we can add it. But if you are giving parallelly, the biometric system may get confused. So in the next video, we can discuss about the fusion strategies. Now I'll be stop sharing it.